Alright, so I didn't, for some reason, the game didn't record some part. I don't know. Hold on, I'm lagging a little bit. Hold on. Okay, I think this should fix it. Alright, that's a bit better because it was like the game was really difficult right now. Alright, so I played this game for a couple hours. I'm not gonna lie. I played this game for a couple hours, and to be honest, this game is really difficult because the game doesn't really know, like, the game, like, it doesn't tell you what to do besides the tutorial. And then after you complete the tutorial, the mining the stone, mining the wood, it doesn't really inform you anything else. For example, there's some items that it doesn't tell you, I think. It's kind of confusing because the collecting parts is pretty straightforward. You need to collect some stuff, you need to kill some animals to survive. Alright, so besides that, the game is so far could be it could be or can be the best, one of the best mobile games. At least, or at least open world. I think this is a open world game. This could be one of the best open world mobile apps. I think probably most likely because I rarely see any open world games who actually lets you control the character like this. If the creators, or the producer, if the creators play their cards right, I'm pretty sure this could be one of the best downloads game, like best open world games, and it's gonna have like a lot of downloads. But that's if they play their cards right. Gameplay wise, like I said, pretty good for a mobile game, not gonna lie, but it still has a lot of flaws. Of course, this is the beta version. I think it's not completed yet, so it's gonna have a lot of flaws. But I feel like a big issue about the game so far is the gameplay wise, pretty average, 6 or 7. I'll give it. For music and sound effects, I'll probably give it like a 1 or a 2 maybe, because there are some parts where they do give sounds, like for example they do have sounds for breaking like stuff or killing animals, or whenever I think there is a sound effect when you get hit, probably. I don't know. There's some sound effects whenever you build some stuff, and whenever you're like in a campfire, it does some sound effects of the fire. And I think that's so far that's the only thing. I think that's the only thing that I seen so far or heard so far. Because besides that, I don't hear any more sound effects. And I'm gonna show you guys mine. So after I finish this gameplay, I'm gonna show you guys the difference between the original, and then I'm gonna do my own sound effects. Well, I'm not gonna make my own from scratch. I'm gonna put some sound effects that I think would be best for the game. Alright guys, so if you guys want to hear my version of the game, then I'm gonna put like a time skip that you guys can go to, and then you guys can compare the difference, and you guys will see how the game can be like really good if they added a few more things, you can say. I'm pretty sure they can add this stuff after the beta. I don't think it's that difficult. It's just some sound effects. It's not really that difficult. But yeah, I'm gonna put the Alright guys, so this is my version of the game, or the sound effects at least. As you can see, the gameplay wise, everything's gonna be the same. I'm not gonna change anything. It's just in repeat. So everything you saw from the original is gonna be the same from here, but I just added some sound effects. That's pretty much the difference. So as you can see, I added some sound effects for the whenever you're mining for stone. I feel like whenever, because I think 60% of the game will be mostly cutting wood or cutting. Sorry. You're gonna be mining wood or you're gonna be cutting wood. So I am gonna say that my sound effects, some parts won't be synced to the footsteps, or it won't be synced to some actions that the game makes. So that's the only difficult part that I have when I was editing this. This took me a few hours, maybe 5 to 7 hours to complete. It didn't took me a long time to put it, but it took me a long time to find the certain type that I like, the sound effects, because there's like a bunch of sound effects in the internet, but some of them, in my opinion, doesn't match the game for this. It doesn't match to this game, so it did take me a while to find the perfect one, in my opinion. And these are the results. So as you can see, I did add some background music. That's one thing that I didn't like about the original, because it kind of kills off the environment of the game that is kind of produced. And here's another thing that you can do is whenever you're fighting an enemy, I feel like they should add some battle music, and because that makes the battle more, or the fighting more intense. It makes the fighting more intense, which I like. And most of the music that I'm using, or background music and fighting music, will be from Skyrim. I'm pretty sure if the game producers use it, they'll probably get copyrighted, but since this is just an example of what they should do, I don't know. I'll probably might get copyrighted, maybe not, I don't know. Hopefully not, because I don't know. But this is just an example of how it should sound like, because it is Nordic. Skyrim is a Nordic kind of game, so it kind of fits to this game, so that's why I put it. The footsteps, it did took me a while to add some stuff. Alright, so in my opinion, the only time I put the battle music is when enemies, or it doesn't have to be enemies, but any animals or any creatures, you can say, whenever if they fight back, then that's the only time I put the battle music. For example, I'm not gonna put the battle music on foxes or deers because they don't fight back, so there's no point in putting battle music in them. Alright, so this part is the most difficult part I had because there's not a lot of sound effects for bridges or sound effects for stepping on rocks. And as you can see, whenever you get far away from the enemy, the battle music it closes off. You know, it fades out. That's what I meant. It fades out whenever an enemy is far away, or whenever an enemy dies or an enemy is no longer attacking you. I think the game creators should add this because it really would be really useful for the people who play this game to know when the enemies are no longer attacking them. Alright, so this part, I feel like this is also one of my favorites because whenever you draw your bow, it really does give you that sensation of you actually, you know, drawing the bow and drawing the arrow and then shooting it. So this is, in my opinion, the only reason I did this was probably because of that. Because I am in Skyrim, I am an archer main. In Skyrim, I am an archer main, so not having like an arrow sound effect or a bow and arrow sound effect was really annoying for me. So I'm pretty sure this was the only reason I did this edit, just for that. Why not? I did the whole thing just to show the producers or the game creators how their game would sound like if they added a few more sound effects. And as you can see, in my opinion, this gives the game like a gameplay wise probably an 8 or a 9 because it makes you feel like you're part of the environment. And sound effects, I'll give it like a 7 or an 8 because, like I said, some parts don't really sync with the movement or with the action, the game, or it doesn't sync with the action of the character sometimes. So that's the issue that I had whenever I was doing this edit. But the game creators can put however they want the sound effects. I am gonna in the description I am gonna leave the sound effects I used. So if the creators wanna use those, go ahead. I used non-copyright music, so maybe they can use it. But yeah, guys, I'm gonna end it here, and yeah, have a good night, guys.
Must have been to 11 when the world ended. At least it felt like it at the time. Teenage years make a heartbreak worse. Plus a lot was going on, couldn't stop it at the time. Dad tried to flip the house. Funny that it all ended upside down. Known for being optimistic, started feeling different. Couldn't fix it, started writing lyrics all because nobody tried to hear it. Around the same time